Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your big homie, the armchair operator, and today I got a nice video for y'all. So today we're going to hop back into the world of the 10 mics and talk about the Sig Sauer X Ten chambered in 10mm. But before we get into the video, there's a couple things I want to touch on first. First, I know I usually do an upload for y'all at least once a week, most times twice a week. I've been away on vacation for a week, so I definitely do apologize for not having an upload for y'all for last week. But I just want to let you know I'm back. I'm going to hit the ground running. I got 2 good videos coming up for y'all, so definitely stay tuned for the channel to catch those new videos when they drop. The second thing is, it was recently brought to my attention that some of my videos that some of the users can only hear out of one channel when they're listening to the video with headphones. I definitely do apologize for that. I have a theory. I think that might be due to my microphone or my camera settings, so I'm not really sure, but I'm definitely going to take a look at that. If anybody else is having any audio problems or any video problems, definitely please let me know in the comments, and I'll definitely get on that and try to correct that for y'all. All right, so with all those out of the way, let's just dive into the meat and potatoes of today's video. All right, y'all, so here we are taking a look at the Sig Sauer X Ten. As always, we're going to start with what the gun comes in. So as you can see, we got your customary gray hard shell case, courtesy of Sig Sauer. Thank you, Sig, for giving us a nice plastic case here. You know, it's pretty standard for a case. But anyway, we didn't come here to look at the case. We came here to look at the main attraction. So let's open this guy up and take a look at what we really came here to look at. Here we go. Here we are. The Sig Sauer X Ten P320 chambered in 10mm. So as we can see by the orange chamber flag that this gun is unloaded, but we're going to verify it anyway. Take that out. Drop the magazine. As you can see, it is empty inside of there, and the magazine is empty. This gun is clear. So here we go. Now, whenever I talk about the features of the gun, I like to start from top to bottom. And with that, we are going to start with the sights. So here are the sights. Now, these are essentially what Sig calls the X-Ray 3 day/night sights. As you can see here, the front sight, we got that green front sight filled with tritium. I don't know if the camera can pick that up really well. And then we have the 2 dots in the rear. So if I can try to line this up just to give you an idea of what the sight picture will look like. Okay, so we have that. It is also cut for your optic. You do not get additional optics plates from Sig from the factory, so unfortunately that's something that you'll have to source on your own. And we're going to move down to the slide. So we have basically a 5-inch barrel, 5-inch length slide, and we have nice front and rear cocking slide serrations. They're not too aggressive, and they're not slick by any stretch of the imagination. You can press check all day long with these slide serrations. They're actually really good. Let's see, we got your takedown lever here. And of course, we have our ambidextrous slide catch/slide release right here. Now, one thing to note about these particular, well, I won't say about the slide catch slide release, it's more so about the grip module itself. So if you're familiar with something like the M17, the grip module on the M17, which is like the standard grip module, the older style that Sig was using, like for your base P320s, there was like a little ridge or a notch here that helped to protect the slide catch, so that way you don't inadvertently hold down on the slide catch as you're shooting. So unfortunately, the X-frame grip modules don't have that. So I just want to point that out. But I mean, they're pronounced in you know, these are pronounced in easy to read. So there's that. But just kind of be aware of that when you go to, you know, test fire or to pick one up, or, you know, pick your own X10 up. All right, so I'm just going to turn it on this side real quick. So we have, oh, also, of course, this is a modular gun. So the serialized component of the gun is actually the trigger group itself. Hence the serial number here. So that's the serialized part. Just wanted to point that out. And this is the medium grip module. So the medium grip module comes with the gun, just like any other standard P320 that's out there. This is just the X-frame grip module. And this is polymer. This is not the tungsten infused one. This is just strictly polymer grip module. All right, so we have the flat face X series trigger. We have a full length Picatinny rail dust cover underneath, which is really good. And we have a nice beaver tail back here. So also, and we have some decent texturing on the sides of the grip here, and on the back strap, and also on the front of the trigger. Personally, I would have liked to have seen a bit more texture, particularly in this area, and also on the side of the grip module itself, or the frame rather itself. But it's not that big of a deal. The good thing about the shape of this grip combined with this beaver tail is that you can really control the recoil of this 10mm cartridge. So this is a pretty stout round, but the grip really helps to, you know, sink it to your hand, for lack of a better way of putting it, and, you know, you can really control that recoil. Sig Sauer handguns are known for having a relatively high bore axis, so this beaver tail combined with the shape of this grip, like I said, really helps to control the recoil on this guy. So there we have that. And also the gun comes with two 15-round aluminum magazines, two 15 rounds of that good old 10 mic or 10mm cartridge. You know, it's nothing to sneeze at. Definitely nothing to sneeze at. So there is that. As far as accessories go, it doesn't really come with a whole lot of accessories. Basically, you get your cable lock. You get a nice Sig Sauer sticker. See, look at that. We got the Sig Sauer sticker. Look at that guy right there. But I mean, that's basically it, like as far as features and accessories goes. I mean, what you see is what you get. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a brief intermission. For you guys, it'll be immediate. For me, probably be about a day or so. We're going to hop over to the range, and I'm just going to show you what it looks like, you know, shooting on the range, give you my initial thoughts and some of the things that I've encountered so far with the gun. And then after that, we're going to slide on back here to the review space, touch on a few things, and close things out. All right, so let's head on over to the range. All right, y'all, now we're going to shoot the Sig Sauer X Ten and 10mm. Loaded up with 30 rounds of 2A warehouse, 180 gram reman full metal jackets. We're basically going for a 6-inch plate target at 5 yards, and we just having some fun. Hey, let's get to it. Okay. All right, we have one bobble. think that was a light primer strike. Let me see. Yep, light primer strike. Let's do it again. Interesting. Second light primer strike. I think that was me though. Yeah, I think that second light strike was me. Yep, just like I said, light strike. Because I think what it is, if I'm honest, I'm not letting the trigger fully reset when I push it, when I squeeze it again. I think that's where that light strike comes from. I say that because if I pull the trigger normally, I don't have an issue. Oh, I take that back. It might just be a dead round. Try it one more time. All right, last try. Could just be a dead round, but we'll see. Yeah, it's a dead round. It's a dead round. Good so far. Let's go again. All right, so that was pretty good. Let me just show you the target real quick. Some pretty tight groups overall. A couple outliers down there. I jerked the trigger a couple times, that's where that came from, but for the most part, pretty tight, pretty accurate. So real quick, one thing that I forgot to mention during the couch portion of the review. So if you're buying the Sig X Ten brand new, you may have to break the magazines in a little bit. And what I mean by that is not just that they're hard to load because the springs are new and they're kind of stiff, but when seating the magazine in the gun itself can be a bit difficult. So when you do that, one thing I like to do, I just like to slap it in there with some authority just to make sure it seats properly. The other thing you want to be careful of too, if you got larger hands, you may accidentally eject the magazine under recoil. How do I know? Because I did this myself. So just something to keep in mind. But so far so good. So let's load it up and let's send some more downrange. All right, y'all, we loaded up again. We just want to finish out this box. 20 more rounds of the cellular bellet, going for that top target. All right, so real quick, as you can see, even though this is a 10mm and it's kind of, you know, it's a stout cartridge obviously, and it has a high bore axis, like I said, the shape of the grip really makes this thing controllable. And plus it returns to zero pretty well. So let's take a look at that target real quick. Yeah, so there you go. Again, even though the target was at 5 yards, the groupings were pretty tight. Once I got myself situated, they were pretty much just spot on. So, the gun is accurate and it's reliable. So now we're going to load up again. This time we're just going to shoot some Blazer brass, 180 grain, 10mm. My shot placement is terrible. Disclaimer. Right. So I ain't even gonna hold you. My grouping was pretty terrible. But let's take a look at the target. Yeah, so that was all me, honestly. It was all me. But at the same time, the gun runs. So it's kind of the point, right? Well, let me clean that up. I know I can do better. So I'm gonna load it up. We're gonna do this again. All right, y'all, we got the last 20 rounds loaded. Little target, 10 yards. Just send them down range. Okay, some people were asking what gloves that I'm using when I shoot. I'm basically just using some mag pull. I think they're just basic mag pull shooting gloves. I mean, they're cool. They're not too thick. They're not too heavy. Definitely would not recommend them for cold weather, but if you're shooting indoors or warm weather, they work all right. But anyway, back to the shooting footage. All right, let's look at the target. Kind of hard to tell, honestly. Still sucking if you ask me, but you know, this is why we come, this is why we train. But anyway, as far as the gun itself, it's reliable. It ran everything, all the new brass that I ran, it ran through with no problems. So, also pretty good. But let's get back to the couch and close this out. All right, y'all, welcome back to the office, so to speak, right? So, as you can see, the Sig X Ten is pretty reliable in terms of shooting. As you got a chance to see, you can see how the gun handles under recoil and just how easy it is to control the recoil with the shape of the grip and that beaver tail. So, you know, those are really good. I had a couple bobbles when, you know, I shot the gun most recently, but again, that was due to the ammunition. It's not a fault of the gun. And so far, since I've had the gun, I haven't had any real problems out of it. You know, the issues that I've ran into were ammo related. And also, it also runs 40 Smith & Wesson. Look at that, right? So that's the good thing about 10 millimeter. Now, granted, disclaimer, it says in the manual, you know, to only run the caliber that is printed on the side of the barrel, right? 10 millimeter. But in case you didn't know, 40 Smith & Wesson was derived from the 10 millimeter, so it's basically just a shorter, lower power 10 millimeter cartridge. So it handles it with no problems. I haven't had any issues running 40 Smith & Wesson through that gun either. So overall, it's a good gun. It's a fun gun, and you know, it's pretty simple. It's, you know, granted you're shooting a powerful round, but it's really not that bad. You know, the sights are pretty decent. The trigger's pretty good. I mean, overall, it's a good gun. So I'm going to be putting this gun in another Versus series coming up soon. So in case you haven't noticed from some of my earlier videos, I'm actually running through testing of the Smith & Wesson M&P 10 millimeter Performance Center. So that's going to be the next Versus video. So we're going to have two 10 mics going head to head to see which one comes out on top. So definitely stay tuned to the channel for that one. But anyway, guys, this is just going to be a quick video. I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please let me know by smashing that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon to enable those notifications. So, you know, YouTube likes to get funny sometimes when it comes to subscribers and notifications, whatever the case may be. But just make sure you do all those things so that way you can be updated whenever I drop new content. So again, I'm gonna turn y'all loose. Thank you so much for watching. Your big homie is out. This is the Armchair Operator signing off.